How do you get over someone? Play it out in your mind. Have the full unabashed conversation like that person was standing right in front of you. Talk to them. Remember why you aren't together. If it was mutual, then this usually works. If it's one-sided, and your heart is broken, embrace it. Embrace the pain. Remember, if there isn't anything you can do about the situation, the only thing you can change is the way you react to it. American English are fatty. Love your fate. If this person you wish to get over has passed on, and everything in the world is muted gray, dull, and terrible, then in my experience, getting over is not something you should really even attempt. That person, as all people, are never truly gone from this world until they are forgotten. It is your duty to live your life as best you can, never forgetting them, but also loving as they would have wanted you to. Go on adventures, pet dogs, eat strange foods, read books that challenge your beliefs, grow as a person, and maybe one day find love again, knowing full well that they would approve. I'm 40 now, and it seems the older I get, the easier it becomes to walk away from people. I've met the love of my life 3 different times. I've loved women without ever telling them. I've been rejected, cheated on, dumped, ghosted, married and divorced. I've had one night stands and 12-year relationships. The only thing I can tell you is that the people we chose to love leave pieces of themselves within us. Oftentimes, you don't even realize it until you have the strange desire to go to a Nike on a Saturday afternoon and have no idea why until you walk in and feel the nostalgia of walking around with someone, laughing at odd chairs, and wondering why this insignificant thing meant so much. That Nike comment hits hard. I'm a month out of a breakup and feel like every action I take was influenced by my recently broken relationship. Hard to feel happy doing anything that we used to enjoy together without getting upset. There's going to be good days, and there's going to be bad days. I used to convince myself that I didn't think of him anymore, but the truth was I thought of him every day, until I didn't. People say you need time, but you also need patience. Just when I thought I was finally getting over him, I started to dream of him. I would wake up in tears because of how angry I was that I was doing so good on moving on. Yet all it took was one 15-second dream to pull me back 20 steps. But in order to move on, you have to let yourself feel every emotion and have patience. This is exactly what is happening to me right now. It is frustrating. I was doing better. Now I dream about her every night since a few nights, and it makes each start of my day a sad one. I improve during the day, and then the cycle repeats itself. I wanna reach out and talk every morning, but I know it would only make it worse for me. I held myself back from texting until one day I didn't. The conversation quickly made me realize whoever I was dreaming about isn't the same person as them. The person in those dreams was my idea of them. Haven't dreamt about them or felt anything towards since. I also keep a list of things that led to things ending that I keep referring back to every time I start feeling something. I'm still figuring that out too, but here are what helped me in the process. Sit with your feelings. Acknowledge it. There will be days where you just want to cry and do nothing in bed. Let yourself grieve and cry as many times as it takes. Try to remove your ex from your social media feed. If you don't want to block them just yet, hide their posts/stories. This includes Spotify, if you both have it. Limiting their visibility on your feed would reduce the unnecessary trigger points. If you don't want to delete your chats, archive them. This helped me a lot because I wanted to reconnect back so bad, but I know it won't yield any good outcome. So anytime I want to reconnect back, I made it hard for myself cause I need to go for the extra clicks. Also, if you really want to reconnect, and no you shouldn't, type what you want to say to your ex but don't send. Do something else like watch a YouTube video, have a meal, read, then come back to that text. Usually that urge subsides for me and I became more logical after walking away from it. Remove photos that you took together out of your sight. Take down social media posts that you had with your ex. I couldn't bring myself to delete my whole year worth of photos in my phone, so I put them in my hard drive, which I don't usually reach out for unless I want to back up stuff. In a way, move the photos from your phone to some other drive that you don't usually see when you can. Pick up a new activity or pick up what you have dropped before. Could be as simple as researching on topics you were once interested in. Reading. Watching shows that you never watched but said you would. Go to a cafe. This is a hard one, but I realize is required for me to outgrow my ex. To consciously keep letting go over and over again. It's gonna hurt cause random times a memory will come up from a simple action like going to the store, coffee, cooking, etc. This can happen as frequent as your brain wants it. When that feeling comes, go back to point 1. Then tell yourself that you are letting go of that. Let go of the expectations you have had for the future. Let go of that memory. TL. Doctor, sit with your feelings and cry as much as you need to. Remove your ex from any feed that you see, including photos, chats, social media, items too even. Do something new or something that you said you would but never got to do. Consciously letting go in your mind. That last bullet point though, it's the hardest and most heartbreaking one. I ducking hate it, but you're right. It's what we have to do. Letting go of the future I thought we would have is the hardest thing ever. We must be willing to get rid of the life we've planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. Joseph Campbell. This was the final piece to my triumph over my past. You'll try a million things, but the only real answers are time and or eternal sunshine of the spotless mind in them. Just watch this movie. Such a great film that I took too long to watch. Maybe you watched it already and you just eternal sunshine yourself. Don't listen to sad songs or the songs you both like. It will scratch your heart every time. Good thing my ex had shit taste in music. Hey yo, my ex. Granted, I got over him fast because he wasn't a good person to me. Listen to Panic at the Disco and 21 Pilots. There was no music I listened to that reminded me, because I don't listen to either of those. Tears and time. It takes a while, but you will eventually figure out whether you actually miss them or the idea of them. Okay, so you figured out that you miss them, not just the idea of them. What's next? That was my thought too. What happens if you genuinely miss them and not just the idea of them? Stop trying too hard to get over. When I had my first breakup, I tried too hard to distract myself and everything kept reminding me of her. The point being, if you feel sad, it's okay. If you miss them, it's okay. If you feel jealous seeing them with someone else, it's okay. If I could go back and do one thing differently was self-love. I did not love myself enough and kept thinking about what I could have done better. Now I'm old enough to realize that relationship is two people and you can't keep it together just by yourself. It has already been suggested here. Love yourself more. Get healthy. Fit or learn a new hobby. Do something you always wanted to do but were too preoccupied to do before. Now I'm old enough to realize that relationship is two people and you can't keep it together just by yourself. So much this. Close bracket. I remember my first relationship, that shit was killer, and I can agree the amount of times I tried to distract myself just to be thinking about her was exhausting. It wasn't like a few months in I just needed to rip the band-aid and accept it. Edit. I just wanted to just remember, if you wanna cry just do it, ain't no reason holding it in. I can honestly said I cried my eyes out. I'm reading these replies with interest. Today would have been our 14-year anniversary if he hadn't ended it last year. I think it's so hard because I'm so close to his family and still see them. I can't cut them out of my life, and yet it means I'll always have reminders of him. I don't want to find someone else. I'm never letting myself be destroyed again. I just want to get over him. Oh man, this really bummed me out. It will get better, I promise. I'm sorry. I've come out with my sister for brunch and a shopping trip, so I'll be fine. Thanks though. Look mate, I got divorced 4 months ago and here's what I've learned through lots of thought and pain. You won't. Don't let that discourage you though. The more it hurts, the longer it takes to get over someone. The more you know you cared about that person. I don't know your situation, so I can't be specific. But what helped me was not turning away from that pain. You need to face whatever fear loss, anger, sorrow, pity, anxiety, or loneliness you feel, and question why you feel this way. What about this person do you miss? What did this person bring into your life or relationship that made you happy? And then you have to realize that all those same actions, thoughts, and feelings the other person gave you, you can self-generate that same energy. Just because they are gone doesn't mean you can't learn from them and become a better and happier person without them in your life. Be happy that it happened, not sad because it's gone. IDK if I'm rambling or not. I just want to help if I can. It should also be noted that 4 months after a marriage is not a long period of time. I hope life starts picking up for you though, man. 3. You're always gonna carry that weight. Time will strengthen your back. Imagine the ocean. In the middle of it, there's a wave. Its only purpose is get to the shore from the vast open sea. It roams and it roams towards the shore, but the shore is far. It takes time to reach it. However, it gets smaller and smaller as it approaches its destination, eventually subsiding into a soft little splash of water caressing the toes of the people on the beach. The feelings that you have towards this person, be it infatuation, attraction, love, get smaller as the time goes by. Now get on with your life. Read a book, go to work, go to school, or whatever it is you do. And one of these days you're gonna come to the realization, wow, I didn't have a single thought about this person yesterday. I hope this helps. My ex left me 3 weeks ago, 2 days before everything fell apart. He and I had contacted a realtor to look at purchasing a house, and we started actively planning our wedding. It's been a hard 3 weeks. The first week I pretty much laid in bed and didn't move. I cried a lot. The second week I still cried a lot, and it was still rough. But I did more than sleep and cry and drink. This last week I didn't really sleep at all, because every night is just constant dreams of him, and I couldn't handle the pain. Yesterday I didn't think of him. I realize that now. I slept through the night and woke up fresh with a better outlook today. Obviously talking about him now hurts, but it feels better today, like maybe there's light on the horizon. I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you had a day off, so to say. Some days will be better than others, because progress isn't linear. We tend to go 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and that is okay. One thing to keep in mind throughout all of this is to feel and express whatever you need to, but don't linger. I also found it helpful to write my emotions down when I was going through a similar thing. Not when I was calm, but especially when I was not. It's been a while for me, so whenever I look at the things I wrote back then, I can't help but cringe or laugh. Obviously it wasn't funny to me then, but it just shows you how your perspective changes over time. Hold tight. You'll be okay. It's funny, when we get heartbroken we act like there is limited option. How you get over someone, yo don't, it become part of you. Like I said, world is full of option. You meet new people and then you realize that there is all kind of people. Some are going to hurt you, some going to save you, some going to be true friend, some going to envy you on her success, some going congrats you, etc. You don't know who is going play which character in your life. Like there is this quote by Raina Mariah, let everything happen to you, beauty and terror, just keep going, no feeling is final. This comment needs to be high up there. Everything else is just cliche. Breakups are part of you. The quicker you start meeting new people the better. I know it's easy to say, but it's the only thing that's sufficient and constant. Everything else is cliche because it actually works well. It's not a lie. You can go meet others if you want. But if you don't take some time for yourself to heal, those feelings will just come back. Other people might fill the hole left by your ex, but you need to fill it yourself first, so you can be fulfilled by yourself without needing anyone else. It's a cliche, but just do you. Figure out who and what you are, what you want, and what you lack, and what you can give. Why do you need a partner? Why do you want a partner? What happened with this one? What were your wrongs? And what were their wrongs? It doesn't matter if you're 13, 23, 33, 43, or 53. If you never figure yourself out and be content or at least understand who you are, there's a good chance you'll never meet the right person or be the right person for others. There'll always be that void of loneliness and itch that's never been scratched. Because you don't even know what you need or what you can give. If you're a young person, take this time to be someone of genuinely value to yourself. That'll naturally make you a person who can provide for others as well. Learn skills, pile on knowledge, and develop your physical traits. Start working on all that and time will fly. You'll meet someone before you realize it's been months, years, since the breakup, and you'll see how far you've come. Time. Use generously in all your food seasoning, and you should start feeling better within a couple of years. As someone who let a breakup dictates of my life, here's my advice. 1. Realize that the breakup is a good thing. If the other person couldn't realize what a rock star you are, now you are free to find someone who will. 2. As others have said, don't listen to sad songs or songs that remind you of them. 3. Don't believe the lie that you'll never find love again, or that you're unlovable. It's a big, fat lie. 4. Don't beat yourself up over it. 5. For me, getting rid of their stuff that I still had helped. Years later I found a book she had given me for my birthday with a handwritten note inside. Seeing it hurt, but it felt cathartic throwing it away. 6. Change your environment. I'm not saying move. You can if you want, but rearrange your living space. I moved after my breakup, lease was up, and found a better place, and realized how good it felt. Block them everywhere you have a connection. Start something new that you always wanted to try. Art, dance, yoga, tai chi, a sport, or take a class or a course. Immerse yourself in something new is the idea. 2nd, dance. I started dancing after a rough patch and it's changed my life. Edit. In fact, anything that helps you express yourself, i.e., playing an instrument, drawing, etc. I love you, Francine. If you were with me, you wouldn't be here in this strip club, shaking it for $4 bills. I read a quote from a psychologist not all that long ago that said something like, make sure when you are replaying back all the memories in your head, that you play the whole documentary and not just the highlight reel. I thought that was some good advice. It can be easy to just play back the good memories, but don't forget all the reasons they weren't right for you also. I assume you mean like an ex. For me, I had to understand that there are many people in the world, each with their own stories and life experiences that you can learn from. It became exciting for me to meet people again, realizing there's a new story to be heard. A hard part was feeling I had to drop all memories I shared with that person, like it was time wasted. But that's not true. Those memories can still be happy thoughts and learning points. Maybe it didn't work out with them, but you still had fun, and that's never time wasted. I look back at those times and smile rather than tear up, because I had a great time living in the moment. Sorry if this isn't a giant help, but do please keep your head up. Life still has many more opportunities for new memories that you can look back on in the future with a smile. I like your positive attitude. Thanks. I'll try to remind myself of your comment next time I feel bad and miss my ex. Block them from our social media so you are not tempted to stalk them. Booze helps initially, but it is a lonely companion. Find friends that will help you heal and vent your feelings. Start dating again, but don't feel pressured to be in a relationship again. Figure out what you want and realize that your ex may not be the perfect fit for you anyhow. This is what worked for me. Not contacting him anymore at all was the best help. But then flirting with strangers started making me feel better too. Harmless fun for everyone, and a confidence booster. Sadly, just time. Spend time getting your life in check. Just focus on making your life better, and in time you miss them less, and life is so good that you just get to be happy alone. Then someone will come into your life, and because you worked on yourself, it will make life easier. You're going to miss the memories the most, and you're going to sometimes wish they were with you in some point shortly after. But there's a reason couples break up. You're going to miss your mind's representations of them. Maybe in your mind they were perfect and loving, but in reality you two were beginning to have too many arguments. One thing that helps me is whenever I miss my ex, I would start thinking about the person she became right before we broke up. In my mind I was thinking about how we were at the midpoint, when we were dumb freshmen just trying out life and being comfortable with each other. But in reality near the tail end both of us were worn out from our issues. So I would not want to be with who she has definitely became today. Pick up a sport, read, go out with your friends, and if you don't have any, find a little group of people on a meetup app and see how it goes. And on the bright side you have more money in your wallet now. So spend that shit on pizza and beer and enjoy your damn self. It's been almost 2 weeks since my ex dumped me when it should been the other way around. I've definitely been grieving a lot. We dated for nearly 6 years. We've made 6 in less than a month. I can't give you much advice though, but I can tell you my experience so far. Lol, definitely start with blocking them on social media. Cut all ties if possible. This was what I did immediately after he hung up. I couldn't even think about wanting to stalk his profile because I did not wanna know what he was up to. Ignorance is truly bliss at this point. The only thing I don't have my ex blocked on is his phone number because unfortunately, I still have some things left at his house. I also don't think it's necessary to block his phone number as I have no reason to talk to him since he no longer wanted me. If I were to text him, nothing would come out of it. Plus if there was some sort of emergency on his end and he had no one to contact, I would be available to contact. Then again though, if you feel that you don't need their number anymore or that you think you'd try calling/texting them, then block it if you'd like. Especially if you think you're gonna drunk call them. Those usually don't end up so well. Lol, I think I'm finally starting to transition out of that grievance stage and I'm now entering the acceptance stage. Finally realizing that yes, we are over and yes, I need to move forward with my life. But definitely take all the time that you need to grieve because I'm not over him at all. I still love him, but as everybody has told me, those feelings will fade in time. I think what's really helping me is to vent to those who are willing to listen and to focus on myself. I devoted 5 years of my time to a relationship and now that I'm single, I have all this time to devote to myself instead. I've really started to buckle down on my goals and things I've been holding off on, which helps to keep my mind off of the breakup. Hopefully this helps in some way. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of people break up during the pandemic, which is sad, but hey, shit happens. We'll be just fine up. Hang in there. Sending you lots of hugs and love. 3. Let me know if you figure it out. Went through a messy breakup 6 months ago and these are the things I did to kind of move on. 1. Go no contact on day 1. Don't chase breadcrumbs. 2. Talk to your friends' families, just don't be alone no matter what. 3. Read. Just keep reading about relationships or start enjoying poetry. 4. Whenever you feel the loneliness crawling into you, get out. Just keep walking or running or working out. Just don't sit in your bed and think. 5. Adopt. I got so many houseplants that they keep me occupied. You can also done hobbies you always wanted to do. 6. Realize there are 2 sides to the coin. Your ex might be going through her own struggle, even if they broke up with you. Acknowledge it and, if you did something wrong, learn from the mistakes. 7. Get therapy if things are really messy. It not only helps you with breakup, but will help you to understand yourself better. 8. Write down every time you want to reach out to your ex. Write exactly how you feel and why you want to reach out. 9. It's okay to lose your thoughts and reach out to your ex, but write how it made you feel to be denied. 10. Finally realize life will go on whether you like it or not, and you will feel much better after a while. Relationships are messy, but the relationship you have with yourself is the most crucial thing of all. Put effort to make you happy. Self-care and mental health care is crucial. I repeat to myself like mantra, you miss the feeling of being loved, not the person. Sometimes, I like to think about the good old days. Back then, I never even knew this person existed. I sure as hell can live without him now. For me at least, it helps. Definitely not a miraculous cure for the pain, but it's nice to try. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.